The WaterWise tour is super valuable to me because the first one I went to was probably 6 years ago, and I was really excited to be able to go because I was trying to work on this space, this whole backyard area around my pool, and trying to make it feel a certain way, but I wasn't quite sure how to go about that. So it's really neat to take a peek inside other people's backyards and see how they're getting things to thrive in our challenging environment. And at the time we probably were going through or coming out of a drought, so there were still little water challenges, and it's always not if we'll have another drought, but it's when, so you have to be prepared. And so I was looking around at different types of plants people were using, and also their themes, like how they got everything to kind of unify and how everything just kind of came together. And so that really helped me to see other people's backyards in person versus the virtual is nice as well, but it's something different about experiencing it in person and hearing the sounds like of maybe some running water and seeing the pollinators, on the different plants that they've planted and seeing how the colors kind of blend together or contrast. And those are all the things that have been valuable to me on going on the tours. So I actually wasn't a gardener my entire life, but now it's basically what I eat, sleep, drink, think about 24/7 all the time now, because it is my job, but it's also, it's my passion. Like, I just love it. So how it all started was probably, I always liked houseplants, but then when I was in college and I went back to school, I was going to get a degree in nutrition, and I had to take a genetics and a biology class, and I just got really interested in the way plants, the scientific part of plants. And so I started volunteering at a community supported agriculture farm, and that was how I got into my gardening, because I lived in a condo, and so I didn't have a garden. And then I moved in with my husband, who lived in a house, and I started kind of planting things. Most things died because I was planting things in the wrong place. Wrong plant, wrong place. And then once we moved into this home about 7 years ago, this was real. It was like a jungle back here, and I just wanted to tame it and be out here. It just was so, it was really this home that really made me, inspired my true passion to become a landscape designer. And so this is how I ended up starting my business, being a landscape designer. Of course, I did a lot of trial and error. Really around the pool was the big part. And then of course I started studying and taking courses and all of that, and it really kind of launched me into the profession, but it's a true passion now. And so the biggest thing that I would probably have everybody learn is know your soil type. Do you get drainage there, or is it poor drainage? And then what kind of sun? Because those are the two biggest things about a plant is how much water that they can hold in their roots before they start, suffering, or do they need very sharp drainage? So we have sharp drainage up on our wall, and then we have low-lying areas that have different plants. So it just depends on those areas, and it took me a long time to figure that out, unfortunately. And then and then of course the other parts of design are shapes and textures and colors, and getting all of those kind of how you like it to look. And but that is a little bit about how I learned it, and now you can come and see what I think is now close to, the same feel we want to stay with. I'll probably change a few things out as the light requirements change with the shade trees growing in, but everything is pretty much how we like it now, especially around the pool. So our biggest accomplishment, we feel like, in this yard, my husband's been very involved in a lot of the hardscaping type stuff. I'm the plant person, but he's really the hardscaping muscle that helps me. And even he has some great ideas as well. But working on this area around the pool has been our biggest excited accomplishment that we're so excited to show off to people. We hand laid this decking around our pool once we had the pool remodeled, and we were lucky enough to be able to choose the plaster and the tile colors and coordinate everything and get that really nice harmonious feel. And it's very peace and calming, that kind of feel with the running water, and the cool colors was a big key component in making this kind of retreat type feel back here, which is really what we were going for. I love bright, loud colors, but after realizing, and I do have a few spaces that have those, but they're kind of confined to certain areas, and then knowing that if you want like a tranquil feel, going with that repetitive cool color, and we used cobalt blue quite a bit, that is really what made the big difference. So one of the really interesting parts about being in our backyard, and to both my husband and I, the amount of wildlife we get, and well, we plant for pollinators and different types of birds and hummingbirds and bees, of course, is looking at them and identifying them, and getting excited when you see a little chrysalis hanging from somewhere because you have host plants for butterflies. Also, we're trying to attract owls right now. We put up an owl house last year. Right now we're just attracting squirrels to nest in there, but we're hopeful. And then, so we have Gulf fritillary butterflies on our passion vine. We have quite a few passion vines along the trellises that's facing kind of the south and west direction. And it's a very vigorous vine, and it has a scent as well, the flowers do. So it's really fun to watch the Gulf fritillaries on it and seeing the little chrysalis, as well as right now I think I have some pipevine, not pipevine, sorry, black swallowtail caterpillars on our parsley. I believe it's on the parsley. I have fennel as well in the herb garden, which is all in pots. And we see a lot of hummingbirds during the summer because I plant for them. I have several different plants that they're attracted to, and they're all long tubular reddish type flowers. And so I don't even put out hummingbird feeders anymore because I have so many plants and enough nectar for them that, that they can just go from plant to plant.